we have one more mic? Hello. Hi. Hello. Audible? Um, as a part of my job, I really enjoy moderating sessions, talking to people. That's my favorite part of my job. Just that this panel got into a little crisis management situation. The moderator got stuck into traffic, and then I'm taking charge now. As soon as he steps in, we'll invite him on the stage. He's around 10 minutes late. It's fine. It happens sometimes. Sometimes there are factors that are not under your control. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining on the panel. The AI, the big hype talk of the town. Everybody is trying to experiment with AI. I'm not too sure how much their ROI is resulting in the green papers, green shoots. There was this report that 95% of companies are seeing a drop in ROI when it comes to AI investments, and this is something that should be seen as an alarm. Experimenting for businesses, especially for startups who are dynamic and are in the early stages of their growth, should be one of the areas to not do less with experimenting. But when it comes to AI, we're very naive as an ecosystem. I'm not too sure how much of you will agree or disagree with this, but this is what we are here to decode. On the panel, we will also discuss a little bit more on how they are utilizing AI, and from a larger perspective, how AI, though I don't want to call it as a sector, but AI, how is it helping various businesses across sectors to evolve and give better returns. Now, to open the panel, in your initial remarks, talk about why AI has been less understood so far. Are we too naive in that journey, or do we or is it AI over glorious? Do we make hype about it a little much more than needed? Where does the AI stand for in India for startups? Anybody can start.
First of all, thank you, Risham. Let me also introduce myself. I'm Sourabh, Deorah, founder of AdvantageClub.ai. First of all, on the question that why people are misunderstanding AI, first of all, like what we need to understand is that AI is not a new word. It's not a new phenomena. We have been surrounded by AI since last 20 years. Definitely a lot since 15 years, 10 years. Moment you talk to someone about Bali and next Facebook ad is on Bali, that is basically AI. I think what has changed in last 2 years is focus on Gen AI, generative AI, and last probably 1 year or so on agentic AI. Those are creating a new level of disruptions. And since everybody is trying to catch on that wagon, it is becoming a little more of a hype in which people, even without understanding, start calling their technologies AI. I am also by background an AI engineer, did my machine learning major from UCLA back in 2012. And at least all the folks I spoke to in my network over the last 7-8 years, especially before 3 years, literally used to feel fouled when people used to call themselves AI on basic writing rule engines. But I think now we are living in a world where people are truly adopting to AI. And of course, there'll be few winners who truly understand the capability of it and don't go by just by the hype of it.
I mean, I don't want to find myself into trouble, and I'm not here to challenge your capability in terms of understanding AI. It's just that how do we balance it when it comes to talking about AI or include AI into your businesses? Rayan, what's your thoughts, your initial remarks on how AI is just not the talk of the town, but also it's enhancing business moats?
Sure. You can hear me? Right. So just a bit of a background, because that'll explain the context behind. So I don 2 hats. One is of an entrepreneur. I am the founder of NeoFinity, where we build an AI-based wellness app, financial wellness app. It helps you monitor your credit wellness, helps you monitor your credit score, financial health, all that. The second cap I don is of an influencer, where 40% of the content I do is on AI. and I'm building a large library of free tools for all Indians to learn AI and engage with them in their daily lives. So everything I'm going to speak will be from that vantage point. So I'm a very firm believer of AI, and I feel India is not very AI aware. Now coming to this point where you say how people and industries are incorporating it. As he rightly said, people are involving it at their own levels of understanding. But point is, AI is not a trend. It's not a theme. It is something that is irreversible. So I'll give you one simple example. Uh, Next month, ChatGPT turns 3 years old. 30th November, ChatGPT will become 3 years old. It's only been 3 years you've been using this. Imagine it stops tomorrow. Even if it stops for 1 hour, your productivity of your company declines. So AI, as he rightly said, is everywhere. It is already being used. It's very mainstream. So every organization is using it in a different way. There are organizations like NeoFinity where it is not a feature, it's foundational. There is a company called Curie.ai, which has pioneered AI in healthcare. So basically, they'll scan an X-ray of your lungs and they'll tell you if you have early signs of TB or cancer. Or there is an AI company like Yellow, which is building chatbots, which are being integrated by Asian Paints and Sony's and Hyundai's of the world. So that is the high level where the whole thing you do is around AI. But every workflow that you do in your daily life is also going to be rewired with AI. And we're going to talk more about it as we go, but I'll just give other panelists the chance in that.
Even I am a strong advocate of AI. I can't do away with AI because if we don't embrace it, it's just not in personal lives, but in businesses, we're going to die. And that's the reality. I mean, sooner the better. If we realize it, we enhance our businesses. It's better for returns, not only for your business, but for the larger nation's goal as well. Gaurav, I'm coming to you. Talk about your company, of course, but beyond that, talk about how India is ready to accept AI as a key enabler for businesses. We're just talking of AI as just another lever for businesses or in personal lives. How is just not another factor? It can be a game changer, so to say.
Sure. First of all, thanks for having me, Resham. Talking about Avtar, in a quick snapshot, we are a decade-old AI company. We have been building a platform that can automate workflows across different sectors and domains. We have been helping enterprises to bring down their cost, improve their valuation. And as early as just 2 weeks back, we also got into India AI mission, being interested to building task-specific, domain-specialized models for different use cases at a sovereign level. So that's a bit on Avtar, like a decade-old journey backed by Peak and Tiger Global. But coming to your point, Resham, that's a very interesting one, because when we look at India, I see it as a tale of two different cities, and a classic example on that. There's one side of India which has been adopting AI, building use cases. We as humans, like Rehan talked about it, you mentioned about it, as individuals, we are so much empowered today with AI, to an extent that I feel that AI has the potential to make every person a superhuman from here on. So that's an interesting aspect, right? Like when we talk about industries, Rehan already touched upon healthcare. I'll touch upon few other sectors where you have agriculture today. An AI solution can help a farmer uh, to converse in their native language and help them predict the diseases that a plant may have, kind of saving their entire crop before it goes bust, and kind of the entire season's earning for them, saving it for them. So that's the potential that AI has. In education sector, we are seeing AI coming in as a personalized tutor for kids, in a system where we have 350 million kids and a teacher to student ratio which is probably one of the worst in the world. AI could be an amazing solution for that. When we talk about retail and other sectors where AI is already showing its impact, where departments like marketing, content, coding, all of these are getting automated with AI. So that's one side of India, as I see, kind of getting benefited with AI. Then comes the story of the other side. And we know IT solutions. India's tech industry has been built on that. It has been our strength for now 3.5 decades. But what's obviously changing with AI is the routine tasks, coding, testing, customer service. Those tasks are getting automated with AI. So I would say that the other side of India would be heavily impacted to begin with, but also has the opportunity to evolve itself. So the industries which will be able to grab this opportunity, evolve themselves, would be the ones who would be writing this story from here on.
Good to know. That's Krishna joining us on the panel a little late, but it's never late. Good to have you. We'll come to you for your initial remarks in some time. Anish, I'm coming to you. This is another big factor, and I hate to call AI as a sector. It's not a sector at all. This is something that applies for everybody, not in just the professional arena, but also for everybody in their personal lives as well. Coming to you, talk about a little more on the lines of how, from a sector perspective, how AI is coming in and helping businesses, not just your startup, but also others in the sector and allied sectors.
Hi. First of all, thanks for having me here. So, just a quick intro. We are into a B2B procurement space, right? Where we basically help large manufacturing companies in the procurement of the indirect spares. In short, we are Amazon for B2B industrial parts, right? So first, if I compare and if I see what the other panelists have spoken till now, right? So they are mainly the AI first kind of company. They are mainly tech companies. The one thing that I would like to differentiate ourselves is we are more of a tech-enabled company because we are in a very operation-heavy business. So we work across 35 locations in India, 35 warehouses in India, 15 warehouses outside India. So it's basically an operation-heavy business where basically it's more to do on the operation side, and tech can be an enabler to it. But said that, when the AI is there, right, when we talk about AI, it acts as a strategic differentiator for us. So when we talk about procurement, right, product selection, supplier selection, supply chain optimization, right, these are the real-time use cases because we deal in around 25 lakh SKUs, right, across 50 warehouses. So it's an operation problem. Can AI solve it? Can AI optimize on the demand side of it? Can it be a strategic differentiator for a company like us? Yes, right. But we need to find out what is the tangible, scalable solution for us, which gives us an ROI, right? We again are like Avaatar, we are also a decade-old company, right? There was a trend in 3-4 years back where every company who tried to compete with us will start with we are an AI-powered procurement solution, right? And if you ask them what's the AI that they are using, it would be near to some ML use cases that they are using, not an AI use case, right? That's where most of them are. So today, when we talk to an investor, when a tech-enabled business talk to an investor, and when they say we are an AI company, an investor will move away. No, it can't be. It's an operation-heavy business. How much tech can help you to solve problem, right? But it can enable you, but it can't be. At the end of it, it can be a differentiator for you, but it can't be the whole solution to it. So yeah. That's from my side.
I mean, I feel fortunate and lucky enough to be on the panel to get more information on AI and also to get my perception clear on what is AI and how is being used. Thank you for that clarity. I'm coming to you, Krishna. Now, how far have we covered when it comes to India's story on AI? It's not new. We're not starting from zero today. We have been listening to AI talks for some time now, and a lot of businesses are disrupting the way they work when it comes to AI, launching new technologies, maybe including AI as a technology in their existing businesses, so on and so forth. How do you look at India's AI story so far? How far have we covered?
So I'll be very blunt about a few things because first of all,
I love it on that panel.
Yeah. So my background, I run a Web3 company with the first listed Web3 company, one of the first listed Web3 company in India. We completely focus on building a creator economy, building games on Web3, integrating AI, agentic economy and stuff. Um, the one thing I've realized over the past 4 years of running my company is that yes, AI, like India has become like very pro AI, and like there's so much that comes with implementing AI. It could be any industry, but there's still like a gray area and a gap that most other countries have realized, and they're trying to fill it. That's AI perfectly synergizes with blockchain. Absolutely, because you, you may an AI agent cannot open a bank account for sure, cannot start a company for sure, but it can leverage the blockchain infrastructure to create a Web3 wallet and transact with other wallets or other AI agents. So yeah, that so people should realize that. I mean, at least coming because I know blockchain itself is in such a gray area here. I truly believe if people can or startups can implement blockchain or like realize that Web3 and AI can go together, and mainly discrepancies. The whole issue comes with yes, you can create an agentic economy, but again, how like one person can almost have up to 1,000 agents, right? You can cut down your manpower by 99.99%. I mean, why is Trump doing what he's doing? He's cutting down. He's like canceling H1s. He's only making sure like 100K, like H1 is now around 100K. That's because they realize you don't need donkey work anymore. Um, all you need is absolute analysis and prompt engineers, right? That's what is needed. You don't need coders, you don't need designers for that matter. Even you could see how powerful Neo Banana has been on Gemini. I could do real-time editing with it. You don't need designers for that matter. What you need is absolute analysis skills, and that's what these Indian startups should look for. They should look for people who really excel in absolute analysis skills, how to prompt, and they should also focus on building their AI infrastructure and integrating it with blockchain. So that's what we are doing. That's the kind of economy I believe in. I believe um, there was never really internet money until blockchain came, and since it's internet money, AI is like the best partner for it to like transact, use it, or like now I can send like $1,000 from India to America in like a second and back, but a Swift transfer will take like I don't know 2-3 days, and AI agents can do that thousandfold. So yeah, that's what I believe like Indian startups should look for. But I know there are like certain jurisdiction issue. There's some regulatory issues going back and forth. But uh, this is a breakthrough. AI plus blockchain, they're like a wife and husband, if you ask me. So if people are missing that fact, AI is all good and all, but in the end, it's all about creating economies. It's all about transacting. In the end, businesses come down to trading, right? So about how volatile or how much volume you can bring in. One thing I realize is if you with blockchain, you can completely make it a trust versus truth kind of situation, right? When Web2 companies, you had to kind of trust if you wanted to like invest in them. But now, if you're actually kind of adding that Web3 angle to your company, it's about truth because everything is on chain. Your product is on chain. Your ecosystem is on chain, so people can see the truth, right? Therefore, that completely clears out the part of actually trusting in that company. And then, yeah, of course, AI amplifies that. So that's what I believe going forward.
Now, from what you said, I understand and I take it as a compliment. It was my best decision to invite you on the AI panel with these leaders. When you said AI good matches with blockchain and it's a husband-wife pair, I take it as a compliment, and I think the best will come out from this panel, Rayan. Now tell me, there is this another big debate on when it comes to layoff. Rahul is here finally. I don't want to embarrass you, but a huge round of applause for Rahul. Now we'll co-moderate this. I was on the lines of AI. How there is a big debate going on when it comes to AI and layoffs. There's a huge layoff going on when it comes to bigger companies. Look what the who's and who's of the industry is doing when it comes to letting people go. This is a big open debate going on. But apart from that, since Rahul is here, I want to touch upon investments. How are you looking at investments flowing in? Every other investor I talk to as a part of my job is overexcited for AI. I'm not too sure how is it actualizing on the real ground, but how do you evaluate this sentiment? How is it resulting in the real manner? Your thoughts?
Just to be clear, the question is on layoffs or is it on investors or both?
Interesting. Investments first, and then we go on to the next
Okay.
one.
So, of course, AI is the raging hot topic. A lot of people are showing interest. Investors are not just hearing about it; they are backing it as well. And there's a lot of LP pressure also to kind of curate and get these kind of deals. He'll know. But at the same time, the investors we are talking about are also a bit skeptical, I would say, and I'll tell you why. Um 15 years ago, someone said that after Bitcoin, I don't need to carry my wallet, right? It obviously it has done it in a few countries. In India, it is not. It is not up to that mark. I still carry my card. I still carry my wallet. Everything. Similarly, 10 years ago, someone told me that if you have this, Google launched this VR headset, and all of you will be wearing these big VR headsets, and that is going to change entertainment and sports industry. I don't see any of you wearing those too. There was also talk about, and point I'm trying to make is there are a lot of these trends that keep on coming. Bitcoin was a trend. So in terms of the investor ecosystem, they are very wary of buzzwords because every 5 years later there is some new buzzword that comes up. Having said that, AI is not a buzzword. As he rightly said, AI has always been there. It has always. Have you ever played FIFA? So if you're playing a video game, how do you think the computer plays? Right. It has always been there. We just realized that after 30th November, when ChatGPT came into the picture, AI suddenly became mainstream. Uh, Point is, if you are just trying to raise fundings, or if your product is an AI product just for the namesake, it will not get funding. But if you're actually trying to solve a real world problem, in case of a B2B company, it has to solve a real workflow that can replace human at an optimal cost and solve it. For example, customer agentic AI in customer support, wherein you can actually have voice bots that can replace actual customer service agents. If they are vernacular and can replace an actual speaking Hindi, Bengali, Marathi agent, it'll have its own impact. But if you just have a startup and you add the word AI to it, it is not going to get funded. I have a friend of mine who's running a marketing agency for the last 10 years. The other day I opened his website. It now says marketing with AI. I called him up. I said, "What does this mean? What AI are you using?" And he says, "No, we use ChatGPT to write content. It's AI." It is up to startups only if we are using them as buzzwords or actually creating features and foundational layers with AI.
How excited are you, Rahul, when it comes to startups changing their name?
He's
with
the most
AI?
excited.
Are you going to invest them?
His venture has AI in it.
So buzzwords do work. That's why startups end up using them. I, I mean, I have a lot of gray hair, so I've seen the .com boom itself, where people just got funded because they added .com to the name. So .ai, and there's a country doing really well because everybody is using their domain name. AI is not a AI domain name. It's actually a country's 2 letters, like IN is for India, right? But I mean, from my side, you correctly said, AI has been there for a long time, right? I mean, I got into AI in 2004. That's how my journey started. And I've been investing in AI since 2017. Before ChatGPT ever came on the scene, I'd already made 12 investments, right? Today, of course, I've done a lot more. AI has become a much bigger camp than it ever was, right? So things also happen. There's a time and place when there's a tipping point, and suddenly everybody thinks this is the next big thing, and people really start using it. So excitement is necessary. Hype is a necessary conditions for waves to really spread far and wide. I mean, a lot of companies who are using AI today are using it because there's hype. But just because there is hype doesn't mean they will not benefit from using AI. They are all benefiting from using AI as well. So it takes something to change habits. I mean, we all remember when Uber rides to the airport were close to free, right? It was less expensive than taking your own car to the airport. Of course, it doesn't remain the same anymore. So that's how change happens. Change requires momentum. So that's what is happening today, is my view. But what about the others? How do you see AI affecting your business or affecting funding?
So Yeah, totally agree with both of you. I think, first of all, like you said, hype is necessary. But I feel AI is one of those technologies which is actually making a real impact, real business impact. Unlike a lot of other things, right? Why Bitcoin is fantastic. It doesn't impact my life in India. And that's why it didn't really change the world. UPI did. It was a great technology. It changed the world. I don't carry cash anymore, other than some stupid poker sessions. I don't carry cash. There's no other reason for me to carry cash. And basically, AI is a similar phenomena. If you really tie it down to business metrics, and you can really measure outcome, and you have a goal that, say, like for example, we recently implemented cursor in our team. We made a hard target that, I'm sure all of you guys have tech teams, you have credit points, sprint cycles. So whatever split point everybody was doing, we had a goal. We have a goal that in a month we will start doing 50% more credit points per developer. That's a disproportionate productive impact that you're looking at. Most of the guys who have done this in the West since 2 years, they say that 70% of code written is all by AI now. But it's very important that you also take your security with enterprise. But if you can have measurable impact, then using AI totally makes sense. We also use it in our product, which is an employee experience product, and that's why we are one of those companies which added .ai, where we are in a reward recognition engagement space. Our goal is that the moment we make an agent live, the recognition and engagement should increase by 25 to 30% in the organization, depending on the sector. So key is to start with a business metric, use technology to enable it, and then measure the success of it. If you don't see tangible outcome coming out of it, then probably you have to move away from that technology. But the way AI has moved, I think this will not remain a buzz. This is not a trend. This is like switching to phone from laptop. This is like using internet versus reading books. I think it's an era change. And this is a universal era change. There's no one who's stopping AI in the world, unlike blockchain and a lot of other techs which didn't really pick up. It is also very easy to use. It actually makes your life very easy to use, and is also available. Like I recently taught my father how to use ChatGPT with a lot of fear that he doesn't make a wrong transaction or something. But yeah, he loves it. So I think this will touch all the ages of life, and it's probably here to stay. Coming on the investor side, in last 2 years, it's the era of profitability. Not about the top line, not about engagement numbers. Nobody talks about it. Everybody talks about margins and profitability. And AI is kind of your best tool to achieve it. Unfortunately, that means laying off a little, which a lot of large organizations are doing. A lot of organizations like us are not laying off, but we are not hiring as much as we would to support the growth of the scale. But it's more about training people. Your talent war is going to be harder because there will be fewer people who will actually be good at it. But ultimately, for people to really survive and thrive, they'll have to adopt the technology. And I let the VC talk on the money front and not go on that side.
So I'll just add this, right? First and foremost, some of these job losses, you really wonder if it's because of AI, because have those institutions really started using AI to the level that they can fire people? Or is it a great label to put that you don't look to blame, right? So हिंदी में कहावत है ना, बहती गंगा में सब हाथ धोते हैं, तो some of that may be happening, right? But that AI will impact jobs is a reality, right? And the reason you're seeing so much investment going on to it, the rationale behind it is that it will reduce the requirement for human effort, right? A lot of the mathematics is based on the simple fact that it will eliminate jobs. Just so, I mean, as an investor, I'm trying to tell you that when we look at a startup, unless and until it makes a measurable move on reducing manual work, where is the jump? Where is the delta, right? So elimination of work today, which is manual, being done by AI is the natural base case for AI to be funded. At the same time, this could be true of multiple other innovations which came before in the world. All of them ended up creating jobs somewhere else. Now, I think the better question to ask is not whether AI will eliminate jobs. It will. The better question is, will it create enough jobs to replace the jobs it destroys, right? Or if it doesn't do that, then what is the solution for us as a society, as a people, as the world, right? So I don't think we have real great answers, at least I don't, to all these questions, but those are the questions we're thinking about.
We still have 10 minutes on the panel if you have some questions for the panel.
So you made a great point on impact, right? I think for me as a VC, the key piece which differentiates AI from just another buzzword is the fact that it creates real impact. And we see it, how our startups are really making impact happen because of AI. So if you all want to just quickly touch upon how you've used AI, what's the biggest impact it's created in your business?
So we are into B2B procurement, as I said earlier, right? So when we talk about a B2B procurement business, right, it itself is a low gross margin business, right? So the whole game that lies in between, right? As I said earlier, we are a tech-enabled company. So the whole game that is there is, what is the difference between a gross margin and CM2 level, right? How you can basically minimize it, right? So for us, it used to be earlier 6%, right? And we were stuck at some place where we want to define what our EBITDA level could be in a very mature state. And then actually for running things, so there has been, like, we get a lot of data from large corporates. So our client would be like a Unilever or a P&G or a Colgate, right? That have around 20 lakh SKUs, which we supply to them. So when we work on this kind of data set, earlier, the cost of running it through an AI, the categorization, the data cleansing and everything, it was very expensive for us, right? When compared to, say, a resource that I can put in and get that work done, though it will be a long lead time would be there, but still it's cheap, right? And as I said, it's a very thin margin business. But with coming of the AI, right, how we can efficiently make sure that on the customer side of it, on the working on the data side of it, right? Currently, we are using AI, and actually now we think that 6% can be converted to around 3%. And that would be a major game changer for us in a B2B market where the difference between your gross margin and CM2 is just 3%. So I think so each of the business case will use AI for how to create that difference, right? It's definitely not a buzzword. It's basically how you are using it, how you have it. And every company, I think so, will have a use case for it. The rules are rewritten now, right? It's actually the same what happened with the coming of web, right? I think so.
So what you're basically saying is the key piece has been in lowering costs for managing your data. That would you say is been the most significant contribution for AI currently?
It's one of the most, obviously, on the customer side also, handling the customer is also one use case for
Customer
us,
support,
which is most important. Supplier recommendation, to basically use it at the scale, right? Because currently we have around 750 workforce, right, across.
No, but between these three, from a financial impact, which is the largest? I mean, I'm just trying to get you to give me one so that you can see that it actually does multiple things. So
sure.
Yeah. So which one?
Financial number is one thing, right? That's very important for us.
So one thing that I'd like to point out, yeah, we're actually in the .com era. I really appreciate you pointing that out. Like, this is the new .com era, and I'm actually glad I'm part of it. And of course, you were definitely part of the previous .com era. One way, okay, so I can really attest to the whole point that, oh yes, AI is killing jobs, because in the last 8 months itself in my organization, we almost fired like 20 to 25 people. Because see, either you adapt with AI, you pick up on the analysis skills on how you can survive with it, or you perish. I mean, it's a cutthroat world. It's a capitalist world. We're living in a capitalist world. So yeah, we've laid off close to 20, 25 people. We work on capital markets.
But on that note, are you also looking at getting next advanced trained 40 people in place of those 20?
So I've been hiring, actually. The one criteria I've been looking in most of these people is not their qualification, is it's only that if they have common sense or not. Because the one thing that's needed for AI is common sense. I know common sense isn't that common lately, but it's because it's necessary on how you articulate what you want or how you want to build your product using
Well
AI,
said,
right?
well said. Your earlier
No,
point,
no,
please
great
continue.
point.
Yeah.
So yeah, common sense is like very important. But I didn't mean to be rude or anything. But so we work on capital markets a lot. We do high frequency trading. I've been in the derivative markets for a long time, and now we're doing it on Web3. And I'm sure people have heard about decentralized exchanges coming up, like Hyperliquid and all, and like the days of doing KYC and all that is gone. So for us, AI is actually like it was like the right time. Before, to like trade on high frequency level, you'd like use machine learning, you'd use like historical data to kind of like predict the market and all. But now with AI, it's come to a point where you can like at least we built you can connect to these infrastructures instantaneously, use past data, use correlation, various other factors, and um, it's seamless. It's like you don't have to like feed it, or it's not like you don't have to gamble on it. It used to be a probabilistic thing. Now it can actually scan on-chain data, it can scan fundamental data, it can scan statistical data, and it can really come to a conclusion on whether I should execute this trade or not. And that connection can be done in like less than a day. You just have the right logic. That's why I said, people just should have the right logic, the right common sense to like implement said AI into their infrastructure. And for me, it worked out very well in the last 8
So
months.
you're actually using AI for trading, and that's working out.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
So I'd like to take a step back and try to connect some dots. We touched upon the MIT survey. Resham, you touched upon it, that 95% of AI pilots fail today. And we have also seen these giants laying off people. Rahul touched upon the job loss. We have seen tens of thousands of people losing jobs. So if 95% of the projects are failing, how is AI really taking away jobs? So just adding to your point earlier, that this disruption was about to happen. AI is just one of the triggers for that, but we cannot really blame AI for it. So AI is obviously, with that trigger of ChatGPT happening 2 years back, seen a peak of inflated expectations. It came down from that, like Gen AI became that heightened expectations, and it came down a little bit with hallucinations, with failures, with these reports coming out into a trough of disillusionment. Now, what I really see how
No,
AI
we are
is-
nowhere near the trough of disillusionment. Nvidia is at 4.5 trillion of market cap. The spending plan. So Google, Meta had 75 billion marked for investment into data centers last year. They've gone back to the board, said 85 billion, and we may raise it again. There is no disillusion. I'm just telling you, I've just come back from the valley. Zero disillusionment. I mean, I'm not trying to say these reports, we can address that.
Yes.
But I'm saying that it has not impacted the gravy train. That's going full steam ahead.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't impacted the bigger names. Even OpenAI now saying that they want to build a 250 gigawatts data center, which is unimaginable. Like, what will you really do with that?
1 trillion already planned, and work started on 1 trillion worth of data centers. 1 trillion.
Yeah.
That is basically our GDP, the total stock market capitalization,
Yes.
right? The spending plans of even one of the big guys is like one of our largest companies, market cap, right? That's the kind of capital that is going into this in the West. So
Yes.
what's the key impact to you? From
So
an
the
AI
difference which has happened is that many of these Gen AI companies, which were the kind of buzz in the town in 2024, that has evolved, and that definitely has been disrupted. And now the year 2025 has been for agentic AI. So that has been the evolution of AI. That's the slope of enlightenment, I would say, where AI as a sector is moving towards, where the most important factor comes in as the continuous learning loop. These AI agents with their entire architectures can help that to bridge that gap. As humans, for us, even with people like who are being impacted, the real solution is that continuous learning again. There's no other way out of this space that they are in. And same for AI, similar to humans, the continuous learning becomes a key aspect.
So what's been the biggest impact, but if you have to narrow it down to one metric, which it has really moved in your startup?
Well,
as
in
a
our
founder?
startup, we have been able to save millions, tens of millions of cost for our partners. So kind of automating the routine task, the grunt work, by empowering the human in the loop. So we have not been looking at replacing departments. We look at empowering them. So we always keep a human in the loop in our solutions, but we empower them and we end up saving tens of millions of costs for them.
No, that's a great point. Human in the loop works. AI still has problems. AI is a baby. It's 2.5 years old. I mean, the form of AI we are mostly talking about is Gen AI, which came out 2.5 years back. So absolutely, human in the loop works. And on the other hand, his case, he was doing algo trading, HFT, zero human in the loop, I'm guessing.
We only have people to like monitor fund like liquidation rates or like just to top up the wallets or top up the balances.
So I think the way to think about it is AI will affect different businesses and different workflows differently. It's not just going to be the same thing. It's not just, oh, automate this, do that. It's not one size fits all is not the situation. Each business has to think about it in a different way. He's automating, I'm guessing, back office, back end task, human
all
in the loop
front,
process.
mid, back, all workflows.
Look at that, all
which are getting.
workflows. Phenomenal.
For us, actually, AI has just helped, I'd say, sell more, build more. We are like, I converted 25% of my pipeline by just building on more on AI. Luckily or unluckily, I'm in a space in HR tech where tech is missing, generally in the companies, and probably one of the outlier tech founders in the industry who's really from tech background. And if you talk to me, I'll start drawing architectures in my head. That's my weakness and strength. So selling by building more things on AI, cutting down on sales cycles by using AI VDRs, building more by using assisted coding has been the two mantras overall. So increase the top line, save the bottom line. That's the life.
Saving the best one for desserts. So I have an AI first tech startup, but I do not want a fintech startup rather. But rather than just answering it that way, I think most people here are not AI aware. That is what I get off to because I'm a social media influencer who believes India is not as AI aware as they should be. So I'll not answer that directly. I'll tell you how it has changed my workflow. I'll give you some tools also that you may feel useful. So one is if today I need to attend a meeting. Of course, Fireflies, everyone has heard. There are other versions of it as well, where it can take notes for all meetings you do. It has all past records of every meeting that you've done. You can just talk to it and say, what did we discuss in the last meeting? What are the actionables there? Your executive assistant is not required. You can do that with AI. I use a browser called Comet from Perplexity. Once you start using it, you'll never go back to Google Chrome. How you use it? Did you go back to Chrome? So if you watch, most people here would watch a YouTube video, you'll watch it. With Perplexity, you can chat with that video. Let's say there's a podcast going on, you can actually ask him, summarize this whole video in 10 points. What all questions did the panelist ask? What all questions did the person answer? You don't need to watch the whole video, saves you time. That's the best part, actually, like summarizing things. Like people don't have, like, because attention span has really gone down, and to be actually cutting down a 15-minute video to like 2-minute explanation, that's what people want. That's why reels have become such a big thing. Thanks.
Happy to see such agreement on the panel sometimes. Though I am a lover of contradictions and some hot sentiment on the panel, this is also good.
No, so I'm just telling you. So these are things that I'll give you another one. Someone was talking about this agentic calling agents, right? You can go to Vapi, you can create your own agent. Point is, as both on my left and the right side people said, we are in a .com boom era right now. What does that mean? When internet came, it was new. It did a few disruptions, but it created a lot of opportunities for everyone. Someone made a web search out of it. Someone made an email tool out of it. Someone made a food delivery app out of it. Someone made a cab service out of it. Best part is it does not matter what you learned. He is an AI engineer. I'm not. And what he said, I think I have above average common sense. I should. So if you know how to articulate your things properly, ChatGPT can code. You don't need to learn coding, right? Did you take commerce, humanities, art in your school does not really matter. If you know what you want and if you can actually put it in text, ChatGPT knows all the I'm just giving you ChatGPT because that is a very common tool, but AI knows how to code, right? So the bottom line is one, people need to be more AI aware in their daily lives. The founders, the leaders, they need to instill that AI culture in their teams. I've not hired a content writer in the last 3 years. Every month, my marketing team says this is I said, no, learn to use it. Why do you need a content writer? For a traditional marketing team to work, a marketing head needs to explain his idea to their VPs. They need to explain their ideas to their social media managers. They need to explain that idea to video editors, graphic designers, and content writers.
The intern was going
And then the interns, and why can't you just explain that to ChatGPT? It'll do all those things for you. So my closing point on this would be that AI is irreversible, AI is inevitable. In the next 5 years, I'll be very surprised if 70% of what you are doing today is not automated. Presentations, documents, emails, everything. So it is here to come, it is here to stay. It is your job to learn it, to use it, to get up to speed with it. Because if you cannot do it, for the times that are going to come, you will be effectively sterile. Doesn't have to be bigger than that.
And I, even if I don't want to, but I will have to agree with him 100% or maybe 200%. This is true for everybody who's using AI in their personal lives or even as their business modes. Now, just to close the panel, I'm feeling a little more confident that I can also code with AI. I'm happy to know this, and I will go back and try. On this note, I would like to thank all of the panelists for joining in, and also my co-moderator. Thank you so much for joining in.
Sincere apologies to all of you and all of you for being late. It's really unforgivable. It was just today, there's something crazy happened.
A story to tell.
Yeah.
Being a journalist, I always find stories. So on that note, thank you so much everybody for joining in.